first one is most fund administration businesses scale by focusing people on specialized roles within the org. But were you saying Four Pines follows a different approach? And if so, how does that work?
Well, I think that we're all going to have roles. If you're a fund accountant here, you're going to be, responsible for the fund accounting. But what we're trying to do is to be a partner, an operational partner with the fund themselves. And by opening up our architecture to them, through an instance of Teams, or we will be able to become an open architectural extension of their back office, so that they will be able to see everything that we see. And instead of sending documents back and forth to each other, via email, we'll be able to go into a SharePoint site and work on documents together. You'll be able to see workflow status and people's tasks that are assigned to them through the workflow process. So it enables people within our organization to be able to see what's happening, not only in the fund accounting side, but maybe what's going on inside investor servicing, or if there are issues with wires or what have you that are happening. It opens up our side and everyone working on it, that they can just see it through the open architecture. So we'll still have specific roles at the organization, but just with the open architecture, we'll be able to see everything that's happening inside the client, where we are with certain workflows, who's responsible for tasks, and what have you.
So you guys would all see the layer of transparency being really important, rather than kind of the work being done behind the curtain that nobody else sees, and you hope you get the output that is desired by the client.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it holds everyone's feet to the fire when there's an open architecture and you see whose task is listed here. And if Joey's not done his part, then Samantha can't do hers. So then it adds a little bit of keeps their feet to the fire to get their tasks done and make everything more efficient in that whole process.
Yeah. Here's the second question we've got. Your team includes the former CFO of Common Fund and the former CFO of Portfolio Advisors. Can you tell us more about how that changes how you guys think about fund services?
Well, obviously the two of the three founding members are former CFOs, and the other third founding member is a COO. So they understand what it is that we need, or what those titles need at the fund, right? So that's much different. Yeah. And it's different when we network, as a business development person, I go out and I'll meet CFOs and CEOs all the time. And we tell them about what it is that we're doing and what have you. But when Mike or Celeste meet with one, it's different because they have a similar bond and they've done the same job at those firms and those funds, and they know what it's like to have things fall through the cracks or not work out correctly, or whatever could possibly go wrong. It always goes up to the CFO or COO level. So I think just having those three members be part of our management team, founding members, and the top down approach from that is just terrific. And we feel it resonates well with the other CFOs who ultimately must make the decision on what they plan to do with their administration business, if they're going to outsource it, if they're going to keep it in-house, if they're going to move to a competitor, whatever their decisions might be. Our team has gone through those, and they know what they're going through to either make the decisions or get the deliverables that they need in order to make their job more efficient.
Yeah, conversations change whenever you can say, I've walked a mile in your shoes and I understand what you're going through, and I can help that.
Yeah. And as an organization, we're a newer organization, but growing. But we want to bring on the right partners as well. And I think that goes back to the listening side of the business. We don't want to bring on business and bring on new clients that we can't help or that aren't a good fit for us. So as much as we're in growth mode, we want to be smart and strategic on who our partners are going to be, because we genuinely view them as
Yeah.
a partner and not a vendor, service provider relationship. We touch their limited partners. We send statements to them. We are an integral part of their operations, and just having us have that open architecture, have the CFOs from these former firms sit at the top and understand what the demands are. I think it just is unlike any other administrator that I know of in the industry today.
Yeah. Love the strategy, Michael. I think it's great. And, thank you for offering up to come and spend some time today. It's been fantastic. And I'd like to wrap things up now by asking you for some recommendations for the Harmonate bookshelf. It's something that we've done with each one of our guests, and it's been really interesting to see some of the different perspectives and what's important to the leaders that we've had on. But are there particular business leaders or thinkers that you found to be especially inspiring and that you recommend to others? We'd like to include that in our recommendations.
Oh, that's I'll date myself again. So when I came into the industry, the people who inspired me were the money managers at the time, and the Peter Lynch's and the Julian Robertsons and the Steve Cohens of the world. They were still relatively unknown managers in the space. Yeah. And I've had the ability, or I guess the benefit in my career, like the first 10 years of my career, I sold prime brokerage into the hedge funds. So I got a really good understanding of money management on that side of it. And in the following 10, I spent building business and relationships with private equity managers. So those guys were the ones that inspired me, the Warren Buffetts that are still out there. And that's back in the 90s. And in today's world, I'm a big Elon Musk fan. I love the way that he frames ideas and then evolves them.
Yeah.
And he's not the kind of guy that says, well, we have carbon emission problems and our earth is melting, and he frames that and says, okay, let's go build cars. So he has that or electronic. He has this uncanny knack to frame ideas, but then take them and evolve them out. And just quite impressed with that man has been able to accomplish.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's pretty remarkable what he's done over a relatively short amount of time. You have any books that you would recommend to the audience?
Well, I told you that I was a philosophy major when I first started school, and I ended up with a minor. I ended up with a minor in philosophy, and when I thought about this question, I thought, what book has really kind of like stuck with me? And it's this old book that was written way back. It's called Think and Grow Rich. It's by Napoleon Hill.
Oh, yeah.
And it's more of a philosophy on business and more of a way that you change your mentality to get the desire that you're looking for. And it's an old book, and you probably get it for $3 on your Kindle. And it's a relatively quick read. But I've read so many great books, but for some reason, whenever I think back of what kind of hit me in one way or another, it was that book.
That's awesome. That was on my bookshelf as well, and we'll put that one on our list. Yeah, and Michael, thanks again for joining us. And if there's anybody out there that wants to hear about Four Pines, what's the best way for them to reach you and your team?
Well, obviously, me directly or anyone on the staff for that matter. We're happy and excited to talk about what it is that we're doing with Four Pines. But our website, fourpinesfs.com, you can find contact information there and a plethora of information about what it is that we're doing. But we would love to talk to anyone that's interested in hearing about our story. We're really excited about what we've got going on. We've got some really cool stuff. We can't wait to show everybody.
Yeah, we're excited about it too, Michael. It's been a genuine pleasure, and I look forward to future discussions. Everybody, thanks for making time for us today. We look forward to the next event we have coming up in the not too distant future. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Kevin.